Are you tired of feeling held back by fear and self-doubt? Do you wish you could approach life with unshakable confidence and courage? Look no further than the teachings of legendary samurai Miyamoto Musashi. In this video, we'll explore Musashi's wisdom on how to become fearless and confident, and how you can apply his principles to your own life. From acknowledging your fears to visualizing success, we'll cover 7 powerful lessons that will help you transform your mindset and conquer your fears once and for all. Lesson 1. Acknowledge your fears. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings emphasize the importance of honesty and self-awareness. When he said, "Do not think dishonestly," he was not just talking about being honest with others, but also with oneself. Many of us have a tendency to deny or suppress our fears. We might tell ourselves that we're not really scared, or that our fear is silly or irrational. But this kind of dishonesty can be harmful. It can prevent us from understanding and overcoming our fears. Acknowledging your fears means being honest with yourself about how you feel. It means admitting that you're scared, even if you wish you weren't. It means recognizing that your fear is a part of you, not something to be ashamed of or hidden away. But why is acknowledging your fears so important? For one thing, it can help you understand your own behavior. Fear can often lead to avoidance. We might avoid certain situations or activities because they make us feel scared. But if we don't acknowledge our fear, we might not realize why we're avoiding these things. We might just think that we're not interested in them, or that we're too busy, or that we'd rather do something else. Acknowledging your fears can also help you make better decisions. When we're scared, we might make impulsive or irrational decisions. We might act without thinking, or we might do things that we later regret. But if we acknowledge our fear, we can take a step back and consider our options more carefully. We can ask ourselves, is this decision being driven by my fear? Is there a better option that I'm not seeing because I'm so scared? Finally, acknowledging your fears is the first step towards overcoming them. It's hard to overcome a fear that you don't acknowledge. It's like trying to fight an enemy that you can't see. But if you acknowledge your fear, you can start to understand it. You can start to see its roots, its triggers, and its effects. And with this understanding, you can start to develop strategies for overcoming it. So, how can you start acknowledging your fears? The first step is to pay attention to your feelings. Notice when you're feeling scared, and don't try to push the feeling away or ignore it. Instead, try to accept it. Say to yourself, "I'm feeling scared right now, and that's okay." The second step is to be honest with yourself about your fears. Don't try to downplay them or rationalize them away. Instead, try to be as honest and accurate as possible. Say to yourself, "I'm scared of this situation because of these specific reasons." The third step is to express your fears. This can be especially helpful if you're dealing with a fear that's causing you a lot of distress. You can express your fears by talking to a trusted friend or family member, by writing about them in a journal, or by engaging in a creative activity that helps you explore them. Lesson 2. Understand the root cause. Understanding the root cause of your fears is a crucial step in your journey towards fearlessness and confidence. It's not enough to simply acknowledge that you're afraid. You need to understand why you're afraid. This is where the teachings of Miyamoto Musashi can be particularly helpful. Musashi believed in the importance of self-reflection and introspection. He said, "From one thing, know 10,000 things." When you attain the way of strategy, there will not be one thing you cannot see. In other words, by understanding one thing deeply, you can gain insight into many things. This applies to your fears as well. By understanding the root cause of one fear, you can gain insight into the root causes of many fears. So, how can you understand the root cause of your fears? One way is to ask yourself questions. For example, if you are afraid of public speaking, you might ask yourself, "Why am I afraid of public speaking? Is it because I'm afraid of being judged? Is it because I'm afraid of making a mistake? Is it because I'm afraid of not being good enough?" By asking yourself these questions, you can start to uncover the underlying beliefs and assumptions that are fueling your fear. Once you've understood the root cause of your fears, you can start to address it directly. This might involve challenging your underlying beliefs and assumptions, healing your past wounds, or developing new skills and abilities. The key is to take action in a way that addresses the root cause of your fear, rather than just the symptoms. Lesson 3. Be mindful of your fears. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in managing fear and building confidence. It is about being fully present in the moment, aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. When we are mindful, we can observe our fears without judgment and without getting caught up in them. Miyamoto Musashi emphasized the importance of mindfulness in his teachings. He believed that a clear and focused mind was essential for success in battle and in life. He wrote, "The mind must always be in the state of flowing, for when it stops anywhere, that means the flow is interrupted, and it is this interruption that is injurious to the well-being of the mind." Mindfulness can help us interrupt the cycle of negative thoughts and emotions that can spiral out of control. By focusing on the present moment, we can break free from the grip of fear and gain a new perspective. So how can we practice mindfulness when it comes to our fears? Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice when fear arises and what triggers it. Don't try to push the fear away or ignore it, but rather acknowledge it and let it be. When you feel fear creeping in, focus on your breath. Take slow, deep breaths and feel the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. This can help calm your mind and body and bring you back to the present moment. Grounding techniques can help you connect with the present moment and reduce feelings of fear. Try focusing on the sensations in your body, such as the feeling of your feet on the ground or the sensation of the wind on your face. When fearful thoughts arise, try to reframe them in a more positive light. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," tell yourself, "I can try my best." By practicing mindfulness, we can develop a greater awareness of our fears and learn to manage them more effectively. We can learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, focus on the present moment, and reframe our thoughts in a more positive light. As Miyamoto Musashi taught, you must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Mindfulness is one such path, and it can be a powerful tool in becoming fearless and confident. Lesson 4. Learn how to conquer your fears. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings emphasize the importance of action in conquering fears. He believed that the best way to overcome fear is to face it head-on. However, this doesn't mean you should recklessly throw yourself into scary situations. Instead, it means you should approach your fears in a strategic and calculated way. One way to do this is through gradual exposure. This involves slowly and systematically exposing yourself to the thing you fear. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, you might start by speaking in front of a small group of friends, then gradually work your way up to larger audiences. This approach allows you to build up your confidence and resilience over time. Another way to conquer your fears is through preparation. Musashi was a firm believer in the power of preparation. He said, "You can only fight the way you practice." This means that if you want to conquer your fears, you need to practice facing them. This could involve visualizing yourself handling the situation successfully, or it could involve physically practicing the skills you need to overcome your fear. For example, if you're afraid of heights, you might practice climbing a ladder or standing on a high platform. By preparing yourself in this way, you can build up your confidence and reduce your fear. Musashi also taught the importance of adaptability. He said, "You must not have any special fondness for a particular weapon, or anything else for that matter." This means that you should be willing to adapt your approach based on the situation. If one method of conquering your fear isn't working, try something else. Be flexible and open to new approaches. Finally, Musashi emphasized the importance of perseverance. He said, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." This means that the journey to becoming fearless and confident may be long and difficult, but it's worth it. Don't give up, even when things get tough. Keep pushing forward. and you will eventually reach your goal. Lesson 5. Learn from your failures. Failure is an integral part of life and personal growth. It's a harsh teacher, but it's a teacher nonetheless. Miyamoto Musashi, in his wisdom, understood this. He said, "You can only fight the way you practice." This can be interpreted in the context of failure. If you practice fearing failure, you will fight your battles in life with that fear. But if you practice learning from failure, you will fight your battles with the wisdom and strength that failure has taught you. The first step in learning from failure is to accept it. Musashi said, "Do not regret what you have done. Regret is a waste of time and energy. It keeps you stuck in the past instead of focusing on the present and the future." Accepting your failure means acknowledging that it happened and that it's a part of your journey. The next step is to understand your failure. Musashi said, "If you have done well, it is good. If not, make amends." Understanding your failure means figuring out what went wrong and why. It's about analyzing your actions, your mindset, and the circumstances that led to the failure. This can be a painful process, but it's necessary for growth. Once you've understood your failure, the next step is to make amends. This doesn't necessarily mean fixing the situation or the outcome. Sometimes, that's not possible. Making amends means learning from the failure and using that knowledge to improve yourself and your actions in the future. It's about making the commitment to do better and to not repeat the same mistakes. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings about failure are not just about dealing with the aftermath of a failure. They're also about the mindset and the approach towards failure. Musashi said, "The way is in training." This means that the way to deal with failure is to train yourself to deal with it. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience, determination, and continuous learning. Musashi also said, "Think of what is right and true." This can be interpreted in the context of failure as well. It's about being honest with yourself about your failures and about not letting your failures define you. It's about staying true to your values, your goals, and your potential, even in the face of failure. Lesson 6. Reframe your mindset. Reframing your mindset is a powerful tool in becoming fearless and confident. It's about changing the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings provide valuable insights into this process. Musashi believed that the mind is the most powerful weapon. He said, "The mind is the basis of all mental phenomena. The mind is the chief and makes use of the body. It is not the body which uses the mind." This means that your mindset shapes your reality. If you have a negative mindset, you'll see the world as a scary and threatening place. But if you have a positive mindset, you'll see the world as a place full of opportunities and possibilities. So, how can you reframe your mindset? Here are some strategies based on Musashi's teachings. Focus on the positive. Musashi taught, "Do not let your spirit be influenced by your body, or your body be influenced by your spirit." This means that you should not let your fears and anxieties, body, affect your mindset, spirit. Instead, focus on the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude can be a powerful tool in shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Embrace challenges. Musashi believed that challenges are opportunities for growth. He said, "You can only fight the way you practice." This means that if you want to become fearless and confident, you need to practice facing challenges. So, instead of avoiding challenges, embrace them. See them as opportunities to learn and grow. Believe in yourself. Musashi taught, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." This doesn't mean that you should underestimate yourself. Rather, it means that you should have a balanced view of yourself and the world. Believe in your abilities, but also acknowledge that there's always more to learn. This balance of self-belief and humility can help you reframe your mindset in a positive way. Practice patience. Musashi said, "Be detached from desire your whole life long." This means that you should not be overly attached to the outcome of your actions. Instead, focus on the process and practice patience. Patience can help you maintain a positive mindset, even when things don't go as planned. Cultivate resilience. Musashi believed in the power of resilience. He said, "In strategy, it is important to see distant things as if they were close, and to take a distanced view of close things." This means that you should not be overwhelmed by immediate challenges, but rather take a long-term view and cultivate resilience. Resilience can help you bounce back from setbacks and maintain a positive mindset. Lesson 7. Visualize confidence. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you build confidence and overcome fear. It involves creating a mental image or vision of what you want to achieve or become. In this case, you want to visualize yourself as a confident and fearless individual. Miyamoto Musashi believed in the power of visualization. He once said, "The warrior's attitude is to be ready for anything." This means that a warrior should always visualize himself as ready and capable of handling any situation. By doing so, he can develop the confidence and courage needed to face any challenge. So, how can you visualize confidence? Here are some steps you can follow. Find a quiet place where you can relax and focus. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Imagine yourself in a situation that makes you feel afraid or anxious. It could be a job interview, a public speaking engagement, or a difficult conversation. Visualize yourself handling the situation with confidence and ease. See yourself speaking clearly and calmly, making eye contact, and projecting a positive and assertive demeanor. Imagine the positive outcomes of the situation. See yourself getting the job, receiving applause from the audience, or resolving the conflict. Repeat this visualization exercise regularly. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Visualization works because it helps to rewire your brain for success. When you visualize yourself as confident and fearless, you are creating new neural pathways in your brain that reinforce these positive traits. Over time, these pathways become stronger, and you start to feel more confident and fearless in real life. Visualization can help you overcome negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Many people struggle with fear and lack of confidence because of their negative thoughts and beliefs. Visualization can help you replace these negative thoughts with positive ones. By visualizing yourself as confident and fearless, you can start to believe in yourself and your abilities. Overall, becoming fearless and confident is a journey, not a destination. It's about acknowledging your fears, understanding their root cause, be mindful of them, conquering them, learning from your failures, reframing your mindset, and visualizing confidence. Remember, as Miyamoto Musashi taught, the path that leads to truth is littered with the bodies of the ignorant. So, don't be ignorant. Be brave, be confident, and most importantly, be true to yourself.